Barcelona's summer transfer window is heating up with major developments. Another Barca star is reportedly pushing to have his contract terminated this summer, shaking up the squad dynamics. Meanwhile, Ousmane Dembélé praises an exceptional Barcelona teammate who's making waves in the Ballon d'Or race. And in transfer news, an agent of a Barcelona target breaks silence, denying any agreements and criticizing Porto's handling of the situation. Let's dive into all the latest updates and what they mean for the Catalan Giants. A member of the goalkeeper ranks at La Liga giants Barcelona is hopeful of the club granting him a contract termination this summer. That's according to Diario Sport, who point towards Iñaki Peña as the player in question. Goalkeeper Peña is of course widely expected to be on the move before the summer is out. With Joan Garcia on his way in at the Camp Nou, and Wojciech Szczesny now expected to stay put for next season, the Spaniard is aware that game time would be at a premium in Hansi Flick's squad in 2025-26. Club and player alike are therefore on the lookout for a new home for Peña. As alluded to above, though, amid something of a shortage of suitors at present, the latter is ready to seek out the letter of freedom with a view to next season. As per a report from Sport, Peña knows that he does not fit into Flick's goalkeeper plans. His contract expires in 2026 and he is aiming for a termination. It remains to be seen if Deco and the Camp Nou brass are open to such a route, after already agreeing to terminate the contract of one player, Clement Lenglet, this summer. Ousmane Dembélé praised a Barcelona teammate as exceptional amid the Ballon d'Or race, highlighting his standout performances this season. Former Barcelona star Ousmane Dembélé has this week revealed his appreciation for the talents of current Blaugrana standout Lamine Yamal. The names of attackers Dembélé and Lamine have of course found themselves positioned alongside one another in the media for several weeks now. This comes amid mounting claims that the pair have emerged as the leading candidates to lift this year's Ballon d'Or. Wideman Dembélé is fresh off leading Paris Saint-Germain to a first-ever Champions League title, whilst Lamine notched a domestic treble of his own, dazzling onlookers the world over despite being just 17 years of age. Speaking during an extensive interview with France Football this week, the former, in turn, was drawn on his chief competition for the Golden Ball. And Dembélé made use of the opportunity to open up on Lamine's emergence in Catalonia's capital in explaining. He was already talked about since he was very young in Barcelona. When he joined the professional team, we understood that he was exceptional and he took on another dimension. In training he dribbled, assisted, scored. It was unreal. Barcelona target's agent denies any deal has been made and criticizes Porto's handling of the situation, stressing that nothing is signed or agreed yet. Andy Barra, agent to several footballers including Dani Olmo, was in Barcelona this week to negotiate a potential transfer involving Cardoso Varela, a 16-year-old Portuguese winger who was developed at FC Porto and currently plays for Dinamo Zagreb. Although no deal has yet been finalized, Barcelona, Dinamo, and Barra are working towards an agreement that would see Varela join the Catalan club, with an initial plan for him to remain on loan at the Croatian club next season. In reaction to this, Porto via President André Villas-Boas expressed frustration, sending an official letter to Barcelona claiming ownership of the player and escalating the matter to FIFA. Porto argued that the player left the club at a very young age and believe they still retain his rights. The Portuguese outfit went as far as calling Varela's agent's actions kidnapping and threatened to break ties with Barcelona if they proceed to sign the teenager. Andy Barra hits out at Porto. Speaking to Sports Novosti hat tip Mundo Deportivo, Barra hit out at Villas-Boas and Porto over their recent actions. He was a great coach, but he is the worst president in the history of Porto. Everyone at the club knows that, including the fans. He deals with things that a club president should not handle, said Barra. Andy Barra, agent to several footballers including Dani Olmo, was in Barcelona this week to negotiate a potential transfer involving Cardoso Varela, a 16-year-old Portuguese winger who was developed at FC Porto and currently plays for Dinamo Zagreb. Although no deal has yet been finalized, Barcelona, Dinamo, and Barra are working towards an agreement that would see Varela join the Catalan club, with an initial plan for him to remain on loan at the Croatian club next season. In reaction to this, Porto via President André Villas-Boas expressed frustration, sending an official letter to Barcelona claiming ownership of the player and escalating the matter to FIFA. Porto argued that the player left the club at a very young age and believe they still retain his rights. The Portuguese outfit went as far as calling Varela's agent's actions kidnapping and threatened to break ties with Barcelona if they proceed to sign the teenager. Andy Barra hits out at Porto. Speaking to Sports Novosti hat tip Mundo Deportivo, Barra hit out at Villas-Boas and Porto over their recent actions. He was a great coach, but he is the worst president in the history of Porto. Everyone at the club knows that, including the fans. He deals with things that a club president should not handle, said Barra. Porto accuses Dinamo of things that he himself does 5 times a year. Dinamo did everything legally and honestly. And Villas-Boas personally called at least 7 or 8 European clubs not to sign Varela, who was a free player at the time, he added. Not stopping there, Varela's agent added, with what he is doing, he does not even recognize the authority of FIFA and the Portuguese courts that ruled in favor of Varela and his parents, and ultimately in favor of Dinamo in February. Villas-Boas is acting like that guy whose wife has already left him, she's already with someone else, but he still insists she's still his. Barra clarified the situation, to definitively close the story, because I see that in the media everything is being said, Varela is a Dinamo player and he is going to do pre-season with the team. He has won all the trials in the national court in Porto. The Portuguese prosecutor's office also dismissed the criminal complaint filed by Porto and closed the case in October 2024. In February 2025, FIFA also ruled in favor of the player and registered him as a Dinamo player. That's why I don't understand some articles that are appearing in the media on Varela's future. Barra also emphasized that Barcelona are not involved in the legal side of this matter. And when asked about talks of an agreement being in place for the Catalans to sign Varela from Dinamo, the agent said, Barcelona face an intense summer ahead with contract battles, transfer targets, and star aiming for individual glory. Whether it's a contract termination, Ballon d'Or contenders, or tricky negotiations, the coming weeks will be crucial for Barca's future. Stay tuned for more breaking news and analysis right here, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for all your Barcelona updates. The summer transfer window is heating up. Athletic Club are left shocked after Nico Williams held a secret meeting with Deco to push for a move to FC Barcelona. The Basque star's potential transfer is causing real tension behind the scenes. Meanwhile, Girona are now eyeing a deal for Barcelona's promising young striker Pau Victor. Could we see more talent leaving Barca this summer? Let's dive into all the drama and transfer twists. Barcelona sporting director Deco's recent meeting with Nico Williams' agent to discuss a potential transfer to Catalunya has reportedly left Athletic Club shocked and stunned. Williams is said to have asked his agent to approach Barcelona to see if the Catalan giants are still keen on adding him this summer and has also spoken with Hansi Flick already. According to Diario Sport, Ernesto Valverde's side could not believe that the meeting had actually taken place. The report claims Felix Tinta, Williams' agent, had wanted to keep the meeting secret and had said he was going to Barca to see friends, but it's been reported he met Deco instead. Athletic Club are now said to be still convinced they won't lose Williams and are still hoping to renew his contract that runs until 2027. Yet the Spain star has a release clause of €62 million in his contract, and if it is activated then Athletic Club simply will not be able to keep hold of him. Williams is also wanted by Bayern and Arsenal this summer, but a summer transfer really can't be ruled out. Barcelona president Joan Laporta has been quizzed on speculation the Catalans are set to reignite their interest in Nico Williams this summer. The rumor mill has claimed that Deco has met Williams' agent to talk about the future and that the Spain star is crazy about playing for Barca. Laporta was unsurprisingly asked about the speculation when out and about this weekend at the Marc Secular event, which was a collective walk from the Ciutat Esportiva to Montserrat to help commemorate the club's 125th anniversary. Barcelona's president wasn't giving much away when quizzed on Nico at the end of the walk at the Abbey of Montserrat. He gave a big smile and said only, "You are incorrigible. I have asked for health for everyone." Laporta's words won't stop the rumor mill from churning, with Barcelona seemingly back in the race for Nico and facing competition from Bayern and Arsenal for his signature. The latest updates suggest Williams is eager to move this summer, but it's not clear yet where he will end up. Girona are showing strong interest in signing one of Barcelona's young talents this summer. The Catalan side is reportedly targeting a deal for Pau Victor, a promising striker who impressed during his loan spell. With Barca focusing on trimming the squad and making room for new arrivals, Girona see this as the perfect chance to bring in a quality addition to strengthen their attack ahead of the new season. A member of the attacking ranks at Barcelona is attracting summer interest on the part of La Liga rivals Girona. That's according to Diario Sport, who point towards Pau Victor as the player in question. Frontman Victor, for his part, is fresh off something of a difficult campaign in Catalunya's capital in 2024-25. Owing to the fierce competition for places in Hansi Flick's front line, the 23-year-old largely struggled for game time, to the tune of just 2 starts across all competitions. At such a crucial point in his development as a player, it has in turn come as little surprise to see Victor linked with a summer transfer away from the Camp Nou. And one such club understood to have positioned themselves in the race for the versatile attacker are none other than his former employers, Girona. As per a report from Sport, with a contract until 2028, he is aware that he must go out in search of minutes. Girona, the club where he was trained, is one of those who are running. Barcelona, for their part, are ready to sanction an exit for Victor, albeit only in the form of either a loan or a sale featuring a buyback clause. If Pau Victor leaves FC Barcelona, it would not be a major problem for the first team, but it could still have an impact on squad depth and long-term planning, especially for Barca Athletic Barcelona B. Here's a breakdown. Why it's not a big problem for the first team. 1. Not a key first-team player. Pau Victor has not been a regular part of Xavi or Hansi Flick's senior squad. His appearances and influence have been limited mainly to the B team or pre-season friendlies. 2. High competition in attack. Barcelona already have several promising forwards, including Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres, Vitor Roque and Ansu Fati if he returns. So losing Pau won't shake the foundation. 3. Transfer strategy and youth pool. Barca are focusing on elite talent. Pau Victor is promising, but the club has stronger rated prospects, e.g. Marc Guiu or Ángel Alarcón, so the impact is manageable. Why it could still matter for the B team or loan options. 1. The loss of depth in Barca Athletic. Pau Victor was an important goal contributor for Barca B. His exit could leave a gap unless it's covered by promotion or signing another young talent. 2. Development and loan potential. Barcelona could have used him as a loan asset, to grow his value or sell for profit later. Letting him go now might mean missing out on that opportunity. 3. Symbolic of youth exodus? If more talented youth players like Pau Victor start leaving, it might reflect internal issues in player management or poor career path planning. If Pau Victor leaves, it's not a crisis, but it's also not ideal. For the first team, there's little impact. But for the club's youth development strategy, it's another small setback that Barca must manage carefully to avoid a bigger talent drain. With Nico Williams pushing for Barca and Girona targeting Pau Victor, Barcelona's transfer activity is creating waves across La Liga. Big moves are on the horizon, and the decisions made in the coming weeks could shape the future of the club. Stay tuned for all the latest updates, rumors and confirmed deals, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for non-stop Barca coverage. Big developments at FC Barcelona. The club is now pushing hard to finalize an agreement for a new second-choice goalkeeper, signaling key changes in the squad depth. But that's not all. A major European giant has officially made a move for none other than Barca captain Marc-André ter Stegen. Could the German shot-stopper actually leave Camp Nou? Let's break it all down. Barcelona are expected to sign Joan Garcia next week, and he will not be the only goalkeeper whose future is defined in the near future. Soon, it is hoped that a deal for the club's number 2 will also be closed. Significant efforts for the goalkeeper position have been planned for multiple weeks. Barcelona's idea is to make Joan Garcia their new number 1 upon his arrival from Espanyol, and it is expected that his backup will not be Marc-André ter Stegen, but rather Wojciech Szczesny. Barcelona ready to finalize terms with Wojciech Szczesny. Szczesny impressed after stepping into the team from January onwards last season, and Barcelona officials have made it clear that they want him to continue. The player himself also wants to stay, and as per Sport, efforts will move forward on a new contract. Barcelona will offer Szczesny a 1+1 contract. He would be tied down for next season, and there will be an option for him to remain at the club for an additional 12 months. Talks have been ongoing in recent weeks, and soon, terms are expected to be agreed upon before his current deal expires at the end of the month. Efforts with Szczesny have been ongoing in parallel with the drama regarding ter Stegen. Despite being club captain, it is expected that he will drop to 3rd in the goalkeeper pecking order at Barcelona. And because of this, there is a desire for him to be sold, although he has made it clear that he intends to remain in Catalonia next season. But with the 2026 World Cup taking place next summer, ter Stegen needs to play regularly in order to guarantee himself as Germany's number 1 goalkeeper. And Barcelona are hoping that this leads to him deciding to find a new club during the transfer window, which opens in July. A major European club has launched a move to try and sign Barcelona captain and goalkeeper Marc-André ter Stegen. Barcelona are hoping to sell several players this summer, and one that could be on the chopping block is Marc-André ter Stegen. Despite being the club's captain, he is set to be relegated to third-choice goalkeeper for the 2025-26 season, with expected new signing Joan